Today's creative world is fashion.
Today's guest is from the world of fashion.
She is a professional model from Jamaica, now based in Los Angeles.
She recently won the Model of the Year and 2023 International Supermodel. Please welcome Tine Glaze.
Today we have an international supermodel, Tine Glaze. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we have a lot of questions today. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
And you're originally from Jamaica. Yes. So what was it like growing up there? Tell us all about like the biggest differences between the United States and living in Jamaica.
I would say the biggest difference is the lifestyle, like the structure, the people. Growing up in Jamaica, it's very community-based, so I have a lot of friends and family. I can go to my neighbor and ask for salt and sugar. Being that this is America, like I can't go pick oranges from a neighbor's tree, you know what I mean? There's trespassing signs and stuff like that. And another big difference for me was candy. I grew up not eating a lot of candy. Our sugar was like fruits, natural, like mangoes and apples and sugar cane and so on and so forth. So when I came here and I went to the grocery store and there were so many options of chips and candy, it was exciting, but I initially was overwhelmed, and I was, even now, like to this day, I've lived here. I just recently got my visa for 3 years now. And since living here, I had the opportunity to, like, I still get confused on like options. I'll go to the store and I want potato chips, and then there's jalapeno, there's hot ones, there's non-spicy, there's vegan, and I just walk out. Like, I am like, I don't even know why I came. That's the biggest difference, is like the culture, you know what I mean? The culture itself, yeah.
And kind of talking about your modeling career, how did you get started in the fashion industry?
Okay, it's a very interesting story. So my whole life I've been told, oh, you're tall, you should be a model, you should. Again, I grew up in Jamaica, so I didn't know what any of this means. And one day, my food career I was telling you guys about, I want to be a cook, you know, I want to create Jamaican recipes that are vegan. So I want to bring vegan Jamaican food, vegan jerk chicken, vegan oxtail, all of that. I went to the courts to get my permits to have a food truck. And I was walking out. Obviously, they denied me because I just recently got my visa and I didn't know a lot of people, so I was just starting to live here. And they denied me for the permit. Right after I was walking out, I was so upset, and you know, I'm storming, so I'm kind of walking with like power and confidence. And this lady, she saw me and she was like, "Are you a model?" And I was like, "No, like again, like why is she talking to me?" And I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, what else am I going to do? You know what I mean? Like, this modeling question has always come up, all of this, you know. So as she's talking to me, I'm just thinking to myself, how do I become that model that everyone has always seen me as? So it was my turn to like see myself in that light, you know. I went home. Google is going to be your best friend. I went home and I Googled everything. What does it mean to be a model? How do I get started? Where do I go for casting calls? All of that. And since that day, it's just, I would say I've been faking it until I made it to this way. It's just, I've been telling myself I'm a model, so I had to create those perspective as what would a model do? How would I brand myself? How would I become a face of a company? So being that, like, I started just by self-taught, I would say. My first time on the runway, my first time at a casting, the casting director saw me and he was like, okay, walk again. And I walked, like, he was like, I want you to give me a tomboy walk. And I was able to switch it up and, you know, give him a different catwalk and everything. And he was like, whoa, you're different. You're the secret weapon. I was like, oh, well, so to me, it was like confirmation that I can do this. And ever since then, I've just been walking in a passion that I feel like everyone else saw, but I didn't see it. So now finally I started looking myself in the mirror and just accepting that I'm a model.
Yeah, I feel like you had a confidence, you know, so you just adapting.
Yeah, but another thing too, I feel like for me is I really love fashion. So as I was walking out of this interview, girl, I looked dapper, I looked good. So I feel like that was a big aspect. So people would always assume because I dress like a model that I am a model, but in my head, I didn't see myself as a model just yet.
I see. Yeah. Do you have any question, Haruka?
So, any other hardest point for you being a model?
It's the communicating. Yeah, I feel like as soon as you're off that runway, it's cameraman, it's audience that liked you, it's this little girl who wants to take a picture with you. So it's just maintaining that mental space of, okay, take this picture, but also know that I have to go backstage to change, and like don't disappoint, because a lot of the times we don't know who's watching our stories or our posts or where these things are going. You know what I mean? So we have to maintain the personality of like being nice and being calm and being like, okay, hi, greet everyone with the same type of energy or the same level of energy that you would, be inside screaming around with your girls or whatever the case may be. It's really just making sure that you're interacting with each of your fans and making sure that they feel as important as they see you. Because the saying first impression is the biggest. It sets the stage for what's gonna come next, So the first impression is really important, especially when you have a fan that loves you so much and then they're meeting you for the first time and you're complete like, who are you? You know what I mean? It's kind of, you kind of break your own self down, They won't look at you as highly as they used to before. Yeah.
And you said you worked within runways, but then also like with designers and photo shoots and magazines and things like that. So what is like the biggest difference you would say working in these totally two different, like completely different environments?
I would say the biggest difference that I noticed about the runway compared to like a photo shoot is runway is very fast paced. It's very much like there's a lot more people that are with you. There's a lot more people behind the scenes. There's hair and makeup artists, the directors, the designers, there's the runway coach, there's everyone that's always like around, compared to a photo shoot where it's more private and you get more time to be intimate with the camera and also intimate with the people that are in your creative circle. So that's the biggest difference for me.
Do you change like your style of looking by the designer?
Absolutely, yeah. I would say that the biggest difference is you have to know what you're wearing and what story the designer is also demonstrating with their clothes too, because as a model I've learned that we are not like personality, we're just hangers. So they look at you and they're like, this would fit perfectly on you, and so it's just up to us to bring a personality or bring that outfit or clothes to life. So I would say like the difference for me is like if I'm wearing a ball gown, I'm more poised, I'm more, classy, I'm the lady of the evening, compared to if I'm wearing streetwear, I'm laid back, you know what I mean? I can be more movement, I can use my hands and just kind of incorporate that into the posing and working the runway as well.
So far we heard a lot of glorious, great side of modeling. Do you have any downsides? Like any gossip we can hear?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to modeling, a lot of people like to say it's not a competition, but when you're behind the scene, it is a competition, because there's some girls who they want to be picked and they want to be chosen to wear the final piece and open the show and whatever. So they'll tell you different things like, you should walk this way. I've walked for this designer before. He likes it when models do this and this and this. And that is completely not, you're totally debranding the company, and a lot of the times girls will get like lotion or oil. They'll pretend like they're putting it on their skin and they just spill it all over the floor. So as you're walking out, your models are slipping and sliding, and it's just a hot mess. So
don't they get in trouble? Like,
I mean, if you don't know who it is, you don't know.
you don't know?
You wouldn't no. There's, especially with the runway, there's so many things going on, like to focus on one. And another big thing is like the stealing. The girls will like you bring like expensive stuff, deodorant. It's a crazy story, but one time I was at a fashion show and this girl, she was like, where's my Victoria's Secret underwear and undergarments? And I was like, who took her? Like, they really will take certain things, especially if it's of value and it's a brand name. Don't bring it to a show. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And how do you react to that, like in those situations? Is it just like a mental thing?
Yeah. I just keep quiet. You lost. You just have to count it as a loss, because at that point you're not going to go to every single person and be like and accuse them. You know what I mean? It's just like, darn it, I should have not bring this, or that's when the shoulda, coulda, woulda statement comes in.
So it's more your responsibility.
Yeah. And I feel like the more you're experiencing runway, the more you learn, like, okay, don't bring this. Like your model bag will have specific things that fit your needs. So
This episode will be available on YouTube this coming Saturday. For details, please check out our Facebook page. Next, more exciting materials to show you all.
家にあって安心。すぐに食べれていつでもおいしい家族の味方。昔も今もこれからも食卓を支える安心の味であり続けたい。白菊のさぬきやうどん。
Hello, this is Yoyoka. Here is my video. Enjoy! See you next time.
Hello, this is Heisenberg.
Hey there, this is G Forever.
We're at Wonder Festival Winter 2023 in Japan, or something also people are excited about. Godzilla 2002 Gigantic.
Yes,
This is a new Gigantic?
Yeah, brand new Gigantic. Finally, I'm happy to see a new sculpt from X Plus because I don't think they made any new Gigantic sculpts in the past year or two. They've all been reissues from past, mostly Shin Godzilla. But yeah, it's really refreshing to see a new sculpt and especially a fan favorite suit. This is the 2002 design that fought Mechagodzilla Kiryu. He looks a little chunky in this version. It's not painted yet. He does look a little more bulky than my memory of what he looks like, but maybe it's still being noticed.
Look at his mouth. So like here we're looking at his mouth, open mouth, closed mouth.
Closed mouth, nice.
So I assume it's two different jaws because they've done that, haven't they?
They have, yeah. In the 1964 release, they had you can replace the jaw.
Okay, there's one more thing I want to show. It's not from X Plus, but it just looks so cool. And this is Orochi. So yeah, give you a better sense of what goes on at Wonder Festival. So Wonder Festival, as I understand it, there's a whole bunch of artists and independent artists and small companies that they basically make their own, make their like a small number of figures. I think often they're kits that you have to. Like resin kits that you buy the kit where you have to put it together yourself and paint it yourself. Yep. But yeah, so it looks like somebody, I don't know who.
I think it's actually I believe it's the same people that made the Destroyer. If you look closely, I think it says. You can. I can sort of read the kanji, which is the Chinese characters. Black Dragon. I think that's Studio at the bottom. Yeah, so this is the same people that made the Destroyer.
Cool.
That X Plus bot.
Oh, cool. Well, I'd be happy if X Plus.
I mean, this would make a impressive figure to display.
And
it's
if you
quite
don't
large,
know,
though.
Yeah, we've talked about Orochi in our past videos, so it's been a while. Because there was a Bandai figure.
There was.
So basically, but it starts. Well, basically, like for a little context, this is actually based on Japanese mythology. It's like I think it's like an eight-headed dragon.
Correct. Yeah.
But in 1994, Toho made a monster movie.
Yes.
Starring Orochi, and it's not Godzilla's not in it, but it's like a really cool looking monster.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right. So this is Heisenberg.
And G Forever, hope you enjoy Wonderfest 2023.
Next, of course, Libra. Enjoy!
Angel, take your wings and fly, watching over me. See me through my night time and be my leading light. Angel, you have found the way, never fear to dread. You'll be a friend to me. Angel, spread your wings and fly. Voces angelorum gloria, dona eis pace. For you're always near to me, in my joy and my sorrow, for you ever care for me, lifting my spirit. Can you be my angel now, watching over me? Comfort and inspire me to see our journey through. Can I be your friend indeed, from all care set free? The clouds would pass away, then I'd be an angel too. Voces angelorum gloria, dona eis pace. For you're always near to me, in my joy and my sorrow.
We hope you enjoy the show. We will continue to introduce successful people from various fields, as well as supporting young up-and-coming talents who are passionate and dedicated to advancing their careers in their industries. Don't forget to tune in. Until then, you have a wonderful week. See you next time.
Let's see who our guest is on the next episode.
Hi, I'm Joseph from Libera. Thank you for tuning in to Creative World. Bye!
See you next week. Bye!
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please check out our social media sites at CWTV Hollywood.